Disclaimer: this is a work of fiction created for entertainment purpose only, not affiliated with BTS or Big Hit Entertainment. Characters and storylines are fictional and for entertainment purpose only. If you are homophobic, then please just leave. Tigers Bunny promote respect and kindness. Time skip. At vacations, the cool breeze from the ocean danced through the air as Taehyung and Jungkook walked down the quiet beach path hand in hand. Waves crashed softly nearby, and the sky was painted with soft orange and pink as the sun began to set. Jungkook wore a simple white shirt and shorts, his hair slightly messy from the wind. Taehyung looked at him like he hung the star. Taehyung, you look like a painting, Taehyung murmured, pulling him closer. Jungkook, you always say that, Taehyung, because it's always true, Taehyung said, brushing his thumb across Jungkook's cheeks. You are too pretty to be walking out here. People keep staring. Jungkook, they are not. Jungkook giggled. You are just jealous. Taehyung stopped and turned to face him. Of course I am. You are mine, Jungkook. I know I am. Jungkook said softly, wrapping his arm around Taehyung's waist. Taehyung leaned down, kissing his forehead. If I could, I would lock you in my arms forever. No one would ever touch you. Before Jungkook could answer, Taehyung's phone rang. He signed. Taehyung, sorry, love. It's from the office side. Have to take this. Just wait here for 1 minute. Alright, don't go anywhere. Jungkook nodded. I will stay right here. Taehyung gave him one last look before stepping away a few meters entering the car. Jungkook stood alone facing the ocean, hands folded in front of him. Then a shadow moved behind him before he could reach. A rough hand grabbed his arm. Don't scream, Jungkook gasped, trying to pull away, but the man tightened his grip. It's you, Jungkook whispered. You are the one. Stalker, yes. The stalker hissed, eyes wild. You smiled at me. You looked for me. I know you want to leave him. Jungkook, no, I don't. Jungkook cried, trying to back away. The stalker, you are lying. The stalker growled. He doesn't deserve you. I watched you. I know everything. I have waited long enough. Jungkook died. Jungkook screamed, trying to call out, but the man quickly covered his mouth. The stalker, shut up. Come with me now. He tried to drag Jungkook into the bushes lining the path. Not far away, Taehyung froze. He had heard it. That voice, that cry, Jungkook. Taehyung turned around, heart dropping. He saw no one. Jungkook, the phone dropped from his hand as he ran. Jungkook. Jungkook, Taehyung's voice thundered through the trees as he ran down the beach path, heart hammering in his chest. Ahead, in the shadows behind the line of thick bushes, he sighed. Jungkook struggling, a man hooded, gripping him tightly, dragging him backwards. Jungkook, let me go, Jungkook cried out, voice full of panic. That was all Taehyung needed. He charged. Taehyung, get your hand off him. The stalker turned, startled, just as Taehyung lunged forward and slammed him hard into the ground. Jungkook stumbled away, falling to his knees, gasping for breath. Taehyung grabbed the man's collar and pinned him to the dirt, voice like ice. Taehyung, you touched him, he growled. You laid hands on my husband, Jungkook. Taehyung, Jungkook whispered, tears falling down his cheeks. The man tried to speak, but Taehyung wasn't finishing. Taehyung, you followed him, you watched him, sent him messages. You thought I wouldn't find you. He punched him once, just enough to make sure he wouldn't move again. Jungkook. Taehyung stopped. Jungkook whispered, crawling on over and grabbing his arm. Please, I'm okay now. I'm okay. Taehyung froze at Jungkook's touch. He turned, looking at him with wild, burning eyes. You should have told me, he said, his voice shaking, not from fear but fury. He's been stalking you for weeks and you didn't say a word. Jungkook, I didn't want you to worry. Jungkook sobbed. I didn't want you to do this, Taehyung. Do what? Taehyung snapped. Protect you? Tear the world apart for you? That's my job, love. The stalker tried to move again, but Taehyung pushed him back down and stood up, pulling Jungkook tightly into his chest. Taehyung. He wrapped both arms around him fiercely. Look at me, baby, Taehyung whispered, his voice suddenly low and trembling. You are mine. No one touches what's mine. I won't let anyone take you away, not ever. Jungkook clung to him, crying quickly. I was so scared, Happy. I know, baby, I know. It's over now, he said, kissing the top of his head. I have got you from now on. You don't leave my side, not for a second. Theo reached for his phone, calling security and the police. As they waited, he held Jungkook protectively in his arms. He whispered into his ear, a voice firm, steady, and full of promise. Let the world try me, love. I will burn it down before I ever let anyone hurt you again. Later, police came and take their stalker away. At their hotel room, the hotel suite was silent except for the soft hum of air conditioner. Theung paced the floor, fist clenched, jaw tight. His white shirt was splattered with dirt from earlier, but his mind was still stuck on the sight of Jungkook being dragged away. Jungkook sat on the bed, wrapped in a thick blanket, knees pulled to his chest. His hands were still trembling, his eyes red. Theung, why didn't you tell me? Theung asked, his voice low to calm, dangerous. Jungkook flinched. I didn't want you to get mad. Theung mad. Theung turned sharply, eyes blazing. You were getting stalked, threatened, touched, and you thought I would just be mad? Jungkook's lips trembled. I thought it would stop. Theung stopped. Theung's voice rose suddenly. You were scared every day, were not you? And you were alone in it because you didn't trust me enough to. Jungkook, no, Jungkook cried, his voice cracking. It's not about trust. Theung, then why? Theung damned demanded, stepping closer. Why would you hide something like this from me, love? Jungkook. Tears spilled down Jungkook's cheeks. Because I knew you would go crazy, you would hunt him down, you would lose control like today. And what if something happened to you? What if they hurt you too? Theon stopped. His anger didn't leave, but it shifted softer and slightly. You were trying to protect me, Jungkook. I was scared, heavy. Jungkook whispered. Every time my phone buzzed, I froze. Every time I stepped outside, I felt watched. But I smiled in front of you. I said I was fine because I don't want to see the look in your eyes. Theon knelt in front of him, gripping his arm, not hard but firm. Look at me, Jungkook. Jungkook lifted his eyes, tear-filled and terrified. I would rather go insane protecting you than live knowing you suffered silently. He reached into the he reached into his pocket and took out Jungkook's phone, unlocked. Jungkook eyes widened. Why do you have Theon? Opened the message thread from the unknown number. The thread, the obsession, the photo from the cafe, the last one from earlier that day. Your husband would always be there, but I will. Theon, I saw it when your phone dropped during the fight. Theon's head was low bitter. You were shaking. I picked it up. Then I knew. Jungkook lowered his head in shame. Theon stood up, voice still again. This ends tonight. I'm changing your number. Installing security in the house everywhere. You won't leave the house without someone watching you. If it's not me, it will be someone I trust. Jungkook. Theon, I don't even think about arguing, love. He cut in coldly because I nearly lost you today. Jungkook burst into sobs, crunching the blanket. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, Theon. Pulled him into a rough, desperate hug. No, I'm the one who is sorry. He held Jungkook tight, one hand on the back of his head, fingers tangled in his hair. I should have seen it sooner. I should have noticed the fear in your eyes. But now that I know, baby, his voice dropped to a possessive growl. I swear to God, I will destroy anyone who even think about touching you again. Jungkook cried harder against his chest, breathing shaky, heart racing, but for the first time in weeks, he felt safe. As the night deepened, the tension between them thickened. Jungkook crying slowly faded, but his hands still trembled as he clung to Taehyung. The raw energy between them had shifted. What began as rage turned into something else. a need to hold into each other. Taehyung's heart was still pounding from the fear he would felt when he almost lost Jungkook. But now, as they sat on the edge of the bed, the air seemed to crackle between them. He could feel Jungkook's trembling hand still resting on his chest. "You don't have to hide from me, baby," Taehyung whispered, his voice softer, more intimate, now his thumb tracing the curve of Jungkook's jaw. Jungkook lifted his gaze to meet Taehyung's, his lips trembling. "I'm sorry, I just didn't want to burden you. I thought I could handle it, but I couldn't. Taehyung, baby, you never have to handle it alone." Taehyung murmurs, leaning in close, his lips brushing slightly against Jungkook's forehead. He kissed his way down to his temple, slow and tender, as if he's savoring the moment. "I'm here always." Jungkook closed his eyes, breathing in the scent of Taehyung's cologne, his warm presence calming the chaos inside him. His body urged for Taehyung in ways he hadn't realized until now. Taehyung, his lips start placing gentle kisses along his neck, his arm holding Jungkook possessively. He's marking him with his kisses, reminding himself and anyone else that he's taken. His hands slowly start to roam over his body, his touch becoming more intimate as his anger turns into desire. "Mine." Jungkook whispers softly, "Yours." Taehyung growls softly, loving his soft answer. His lips point Jungkook's collarbone, placing soft kisses there. His hands slip under his shirt to bare stomach possessively. He spread, slightly caging him between his strong baby. Jungkook trembling. "Yes, Taehyung." He lifts Jungkook effortlessly, wrapping his legs around his waist as he stands up. He walks them to the bed, never breaking the intimate contact. He sits on the bed with Jungkook on his lap, his large hands spreading to sit him on his arm. "Look at me, Jungkook. Look up." His eyes and dark, siren eyes glowing sadly. Taehyung. His breath hitches at his innocent expression. He swallows hard, his eyes sparkling with desire and possessiveness. "You know what happens when you hide things from me." Jungkook bite his lips harshly, looking down. "I'm sorry, Taehyung." He groans at the sight, his hand reaching up, pulling his lips from his teeth. He presses them, demanding kiss to his lips, his tongue embedding Jungkook's mouth possessively, his other hand reaching down to his bottom. "Jungkook." Taehyung. He swallows hard, his soft kisses become more intense and dominating. His hand on the bottom starts to kneel and pulling him down harder against his with each rock of his. "This is what happens," he growls against his lips. Jungkook, hubby Taehyung, hubby's angry princess, he murmurs, his voice slow and gravelly, his hands tighten on his thighs and bottom possessively. He starts to lift him up and slam him back down on his lap, making him whimper with his kisses. Jungkook, what can princess do to make hubby's anger go away? Taehyung, kiss me, he orders, his voice low, but not a normal kiss, a special kiss that will make hubby's anger go away. Can you do that, princess? Can you do that, princess? He asked. Jungkook blushes, looks down shyly. Taehyung, he tilts his chin up with his finger, forcing him to look at him, his eyes burning with intensity. "Eyes on me, princess. I want to see these pretty eyes when you kiss me," he commands softly, his thumb caressing Jungkook's bottom lip gently. Jungkook take a deep breath and shyly smashes lips on Taehyung's. After a moment, Taehyung breaks the kiss, his forehead resting against Jungkook's. He pulled him down onto his chest, holding him tightly, his hand drawn possessively over Jungkook's back and bottom as if he can't bear to be separated from him even for 1 second. "I love you, Princess." Jungkook catching his own breath. "I love you too, hubby." Taehyung, he kisses his temples softly, pulling him even closer, his body still slightly trembling from his intensity of their lovemaking. "No more hiding things from hubby, okay? And if anyone ever hurts you," his voice become dark and protective, "I kill them with my bare hands." Jungkook giggles. "Okay, hubby." Taehyung, he smirked at the tide. Giggles. "Sweet and child, such a cute little thing exhausting me with your and passing out on me." He runs his finger through his messy hair. "Sleep, princess. Hubby's got you." He just Jungkook comfortably against his chest. Jungkook closing his eyes. "Good night, hubby." Taehyung kisses Jungkook's forehead softly, his arm tightening around him possessively even in sleep. "Good night, baby, my everything." His voice is already drifting off to sleep, content and satisfied with his wife in his arms. "Love you more than my life." Love you more than my life. The end.